Hi, I'm Taylor Brown, co-founder of Fivetran. And I'm going to walk you through quickly how to upload a CSV from your browser into your data warehouse using Fivetran. It's a quick three-step process, so I'm excited to show it to you. Let's just get going. All right, what you're looking at here is a CSV that I downloaded from TechCrunch that gives information about certain companies and the amount of money that they've raised over the last few years. There is a specific header here that gives information about each of the columns, and then each of the columns is just some data inside of this CSV. So I'm going to now jump over to Fivetran's UI. What you can see, we're on Fivetran's website here inside of a test account that we have, and we're in the upload section. And what you can see that we already have a CSV schema that we've created. But I'm going to create a new schema. So I'm going to create a schema that will show up inside of our test Snowflake account that will be just for uploading CSVs. So I'm going to create the schema called example upload. And I'm going to create a table called TechCrunch. And TechCrunch funding. There we go. So create the table, and what you can now see is we've actually one layer in, so we're still on the upload section. If I click back to uploads, what you can see is there's now a new folder or schema called example upload. If I click to this, we now see there's a specific table for us that has not been updated yet. If I wanted to add a new CSV table, I could create one right here by clicking new table. Since we already have one, I'm going to drop out of that and just going to upload directly to this TechCrunch funding now. So if I click here, it brings up a new screen for us to upload or add a CSV to. So I'm just going to choose a file from my desktop here called TechCrunch. So you can see TechCrunch, and I'm going to grab it and upload it. What's happening now is our system is going through, it's actually processing the entire CSV. And the first step here in this process is selecting or removing any extraneous header or footer rows. In this case, there are no extra header or footer rows, but in the case that there were, you could actually click here to see and just remove any of these extra header or footer rows. Very easy. So we're set here. We're going to click next and keep going. This next step now brings up the entire CSV. So you can see it's in CSV, and all the data that we're looking at here is now shown up in the browser. So we have the permalink, company, num, ems, category, city, state, etc. And the actual data is showing here for us to look at, which is super helpful. What Fivetran has already done is it's gone through and created types or applied types to each of the different columns. So as you can see, ABC is for type string, company type string, num, ems is, it looks like it's a number, so we've guessed that that's a number. Again, category is a string, city is ABC or text. So we've gone through each of these, and what the green shows is how realistic or how accurate the type is for the actual data. So as you can see, there's a bunch of empty gray here, which is just showing for all these empty rows. If I were decided that I want to change this, so say for instance this is true false, and I switch to true false, what we can see is now everything's gone red. So what this shows at the top is there's still the empty amount, same amount empty, but now the rest of it is red. So it's probably not correct. There's also a bunch of red here on the right showing that there's errors all the way throughout. So if I scroll down, you can see there's errors all the way throughout. So that's probably not correct. So I'm going to go back and just make that back into a number again. And then keep going through. Funded date, we automatically grab dates. If the date is incorrect, you can always go up here to change the types inside of the ribbon. And you can see some other things that I didn't point out before. This is the name of the CSV they're uploading. There's a little bit of instructions there. And then amount raised, this is a number, but this is actually $1. I know that's $1, so I'm going to add a little more precision to this. And then currency is a string, and round is a string. So Fivetran was able to pretty much correctly figure out exactly what the types are. We wanted to add a little bit more precision to one column, but relatively fast. The next step is if we decide that we want to upload any subsequent CSVs, then we need to apply a primary key. A primary key can be used to uniquely identify each of the rows so that if you need to change that row, the primary key will be the particular key that you know that row should be changed as versus added a new row for it. A good place to start may be the name here, LifeLock. We'll start with that, creating that as a primary key. It's now yellow, you can see it's a primary key. The challenge is you can already see there's 3 LifeLocks in this column. So that's probably, probably not going to work exactly. What we can also see is that there are multiple rounds. So there are A, B, and C. There's a B, an A, and a C round for LifeLock. So let's add a second primary key here to make that unique. So I think we're set. Although there sometimes are companies like Facebook that have multiple C rounds. So you can see that 3 C rounds. So in this case, we actually have to add one more amount here. So fund to date is a good third primary key. I'm going to go ahead and just click that. And now you can see that we have all 3 of these now as the primary key. And I can, in the case that, say, next week, I want to upload another new funding round that was just released, I can upload that CSV. And it's going to just append and upsert into this already existing table that we just created. It will work based on these primary keys. So the next step is just to upload here. What it's asking us to do is just verify that we're sure these are the exact types that we're looking for. So text, integer, text, decimal, date, decimal, text. With these 3 primary keys, that looks correct to me. So let's just go ahead and upload to warehouse. Clicking upload to warehouse now will take this, it's going to load the file, transform the rows, write the file, and then transfer the data to the warehouse. So it's going through each of these steps. Sometimes, depending on how busy your warehouse is, this can take a few minutes, but generally it's very, very fast. And in this case where it does take a few minutes, it says, hey, it's going to get maybe queued, and it will actually send you an email when it's complete. In this case, we were able to actually upload it quicker than sending an email. So what you can see is it says the CSV upload is complete, 1460 new rows were just written to a table that we just created. So now if you log into if we were to log into our account there, we would now see these almost 1,500 new rows were just uploaded that we can start working with inside of our SQL editor or our favorite BI tool. Going back over to upload section, I could see example upload is here. And now, instead of showing not yet updated, it shows last updated by Taylor Brown on November 7th, 2016. So we're all set. If I wanted to, say next week, add a new CSV to this same table, I could go in and just upload the new appending table, and we'll remember the recipes and remember the primary keys for you, so it'll be very fast and easy. So now we've just shown you how to upload a CSV from your browser into your data warehouse in a 2-step process. And now you can start working with it immediately inside of your favorite SQL editor or BI tool. We're here to help along the way, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out at any point.